Hey everyone, Mherex here, bringing you another video. This one we are going to be taking a look at the new WCW Austin, Steve Austin, the Alliance. He is a aggressive trickster, attitude era. He has the Alliance link, receive 40% less damage from purple gems, heckin' random. Hopefully they rework that at some point. Attitude era, gems do 10% more damage. He's got the stock gear, the Alliance gear, and then he's got the Nurse's gear where black gems do 150% more damage. That's huge. We'll put it on later, but I want to run it without the gear first so you guys can see. He's a coach. Black gems do 40% more damage. Botch gems do 60% more damage. He's actually really good for Big Boss Man. He has a moment, and at max level, it's unleveled for this, so no worried about that. Gems do 50% more damage is the big one. Also, moves do more damage would be big on the first moveset we're going to look at. So there's that. And did he have a hot taggy thing? I don't think he had a hot tag thing. Let's double check. He does, actually. When tagged into the match, deal, I think that's 25 million damage. I need commas. I just too much. And increase your black gem damage by 150% for one turn. And what's the cooldown on this one? Where do I see the little graphic? I think I need to get in... Which screen? I think it's a 2 tag, though, not a 3. Countdown. Where the heck does it show that little squiggly guy? Entourage. Maybe when I click... You think? I don't remember where it shows that guy. Anyway, we'll worry about it later. I'll just go in a tag match, actually. We won't worry about it later. It's going to bother me. So let's... There's a tag match right here. Alright. Thank you, game. Yep. Thank you. It shows the squigglies up here. So we can sort by that. But then when we're in here... There it is. It shows up that... Yeah, his is a 2 reduction. It should just show all the time. Scopely, if you can fix that, do that. That would be great. It's a 2 reduction. So not as good as Cena's, who's a 3, but it is a solid one, right? Alright, now that we're done with that, so I think we're going to start off with move damage. I have 100% move damage strap. This, you're going to need Eye of the Tiger for this build to get the most out of it. Just plain and simple, you're going to need it. Maybe with the moment you could get away without it, but with the way move damage medals work, top tier versus top tier, you're going to have to choose gems to make him work. Eye of the Tiger, whenever you break 3 or more red gems, gain 3 black MP. And then I hate running him this way. This way takes all freaking day. It's very cascade risky, but it hits big numbers, so I think people are gonna like it. I will show it, but I don't expect it's not realistic to play in any kind of competitive mode. There's just I'll show you the better way to play it after I show the high damage way, just so people can see it. But I'll show you what, in my opinion, is the better way. Just keep in mind, everything's my opinion, so if I say it's the better way, I don't mean that as fact. Just to me, it's the better way. Even if I'm stating it like it's fact, I don't actually mean that, so that's my bad. Texas Piledriver, 6 MP black, deal 912k damage and choose 7 gems to make into red gems. Then deal 1.15 million damage, increase your red move damage by 150% for one turn. Luthez Press, deal 775k damage, increase your black MP by 5. Spinebuster Finisher, deal 4.25 million, decrease the damage of all your opponent's gems by 50% for 3 total turns. This includes both your turns and your opponent's, so the final swipe is not under the debuff. Alright, that's what we're going to start with. Trainers. We got, what's his butt here? Balor for, 100% move damage and red moves start with 2 more points. Butch for 4 red MP. So that's 4, 6, 7 red MP. So the Thez Press is going to be loaded first. We're going to have 1 MP for our turn. So you hit the Thez Press, so it loads the Texas Piledriver, and then we move on from there. Now, I should really switch the order because we're going to have 99 MP, and that might make me hit it in the wrong order. There. Better. And then we have X-Pac for 1 red matchy match, and Santa for 2 red matchy match. That gives us 3. Plus a 3 match makes it 6. So this is 6 MP. So it charges that move. All right. And this you can, if you don't cascade, you can hit the buff like 3 times and do a bunch of damage. People love that kind of stuff. I don't. It takes all day. So you start with the Luthas press. Steiner starts with 67 million health, so keep that in mind. Your total damage is well over 200 million if you don't cascade, but it takes all day. This is your buff. You choose 7. We're only choosing 3 to get 6. So 3, and we're gonna try and mitigate cascade risk, but it's me. And that gives us the 3 black MP because of the plate, so that this 5 MP refills this move and we can hit it again. Now this is doing 10 million move damage, that red move. So that's great. And we just repeat. Did I say 3 buffs? We actually can get 4. I think I said 3. If we don't cascade, it's 4. Because I think this is the 3rd buff. And you can see we've already taken off 40 million. Also, the match could have been over like 3 times already, so there's that. Now this is doing 24 million, so we've done like 70 million before we even get to the finisher, at least 70 million. And finally, you can hit the buff, yes, 1 more time. I don't know, that might even be 5. Whatever, it's a lot. But it's a crap ton of clicks, and then 168 million after doing like 70 plus, so it's like 240 million, 250 million, whatever. It's a lot. But it also takes all day, so it should do a lot. So there's that. So, much more efficient way of doing it is this way. It's far less clicks, and still hits really, really hard because you get the added move damage trainers. So I feel like this is the vastly superior way to play it, because it'll do enough, and it won't take you a century. And it's also less cascade chance. It's just a 3 match. As far as cascade risk goes, 3 match is very, very slim. Lots of there are you can competitively compete with stuff that's a 3 match, like Tuso does a 3 match, and he can be competitive, right? So your loop is very similar, because the 1-3 red, because you start with 7, fills the finisher. So you just do this, ba-dip-a-doop. It's still a lot of clicks, and you can see it's not as risky, right? What did I do wrong? It's 6 clicks, because I'm stupid. You need to do 6 to refill the thing. I was thinking about the other one and forgot you needed 6. So ignore that. But there you can see he does 70 million, which isn't enough probably to not loop. So I guess we showed that, and you guys can ignore how dumb I am, and I lost my train of thought on the gameplay because there's so many movesets. And they all blend together. So let's try this again. This time with me breaking 6 gems and you seeing it hit for like 110 million. On the finisher. This allows you to cascade 3 and not pin and do way less moves, but because you're using the extra move damage trainers in Gooker and Brett, it just buffs it with way less clicks, right? So you could hit it again with this moveset, but why? We got 117 million, plus we did 30 million already. It's 140 million. So it's more than enough. Yeah. It's more than enough. So, anyway, I don't like the move damage builds. They just, there's some risk and they just take too long. Also, I think a lot of people are going to like the finisher build. I don't. This is my least favorite gem damage build. We're going to switch to a gem damage strap now. 100% gem damage strap. Regular Fury 2s. And purple move damage metal, since the finisher has some beef to it. But as you guys know, if you're not hunting takedown set and substats, it's just going to be a 0. if it's tier 3 versus tier 3. So you can basically throw his move damage out the window, and everyone else's for that matter that's not running takedown sets. And there's one move I'm not going to use. It's the reversal, the stun gun. 1,000,000 damage and choose 10 gems to make into purple gems. If the opponent generated at least one multiply gem, then deal 0 damage and steal up to 25 million health, and steal the opponent's turn. So you could use that in lieu of Mellow in this move set, and then just start with a black choose move to load it, right? You go against multiply trainers. I don't like using choose moves, and there's better stuff coming like behind this. So to me, the stun gun, the reversal is cool, but I wouldn't run any of his sets with it unless I was deliberately targeting a multiply user, but then it would be slower anyway. And I have better stuff coming that literally doesn't need mellow or anything anyway. So yeah, the stun gun is I'm not going to use that move because I don't like it. What we are going to use, what makes his build go, is we have the sharpshooter, which is awesome. It sounds like a submission. It's not. What? Yeah, you'll see. You'll see. And then the finisher. So 4 MP, 6 MP, and 10 MP. Sharpshooter, 1.5 million damage. Make 36 gems into trap gems. If broken by your opponent, deal 500k damage. Steal up to 350k health. We don't care about that. If broken by you, deal 1.15 million damage. So that's unblockable. 36 trap gems times 1.15 is 41 million unblockable damage. Doesn't matter what metals they have. Pointed elbow drop, 951k damage. Make 3 random gems into trap gems. If broken by your opponent, steal up to 350k health. Don't care. Broken by you, deal 600k damage and increase the damage of all your gems by 45% for 1 turn. That's like KO. KO's traps go off even after the damage is resolved. They like somehow magically go on the stack before the gem damage resolves and get added to it. Austin's traps do the same thing. I will show you what I mean. And then the Stone Cold Stunner finisher, deal 1.35 million damage, destroy 10 random trap gems, doesn't matter which ones, pin the opponent, then deal 2 million damage and make 45 random gems into black gems. Honestly, I don't know why this is a combo. Destroying the 10 random trap gems just adds more time to the animation and makes me hate the finisher over other stuff you could use. And you making the 45 random black gems, you're going to see, is not any better than a non-finisher that just is better coming up. So I hope that made sense. That was a lot of words. And we're going to get a little bit more unblockable damage from this because we're also using Steamboat, so that gives us 2 more traps. That's another 2.25. And then that gives us more gem buff, which is huge. That 45% gem buff is what we want. It's all gem colors too, so you could combo this with any Royal Rumble color and it gets a gem buff. He's a trickster, so purple would be the best. Just saying. Because that's his primary color. So you could do that, but it's going to add more time. And then what else? Yeah, that gets more gem buff. That's the big reason. And the unblockable. So unblockable, you're maybe pushing like 44 mil. And then all the gem damage on top of it. So let's run it. I hope that made sense. That was a lot of words to say what I said. Words. So you just chuck your gems. Sharpshooter animation. But it's not a sub. Actually, low-key love that stuff. It's like Sako's Mandible Claw. 5 trap gems. They work like KOs, so they're going to break and give damage no matter where. If we break them with the random traps or not, I'll show you what I mean. We're going to slow this down to 1.1 speed. 1 speed, not 1.1. And watch. We hit 2. So those 2 have buffed, but now watch what happens here. You're going to see the other 3 come up. There, you see the boost of 5 in the corner? And we did 30 million gem damage after the, like, 45 million unblockable. So it's like 75 million without plates. It's fine. It's fine. But there's way, way better stuff coming. So, like I said, if you don't have mellow, and you want to hit hard, this is much better, and it gets even better than this if you do have mellow, by the way. So we are going to bring in the move you haven't seen yet, the Low Blow Stomp. It's a 4 MP purple, low charge, love that. Deal 948k damage, make 45 traps into black gems. It just converts all your traps into black gems. If the opponent's class is a technician, first deal 1.5 million damage plus 200k bonus damage for every trap gem. That's actually kind of negligible. We don't care about that. It's fine against the tech, but honestly, who really cares? I'd rather not go against the tech because that's an extra animation, although not a lot. It does add more time for minimal damage, so whatever, it's fine. And then your entourage, we're going to go with Woods and then Tori. So we have 4 black MP and 2 black MP, and Tori's increasing our black gem damage, of course. Because we're making all the traps black. Right, so 2 and 4. Our turn gives us 3 and 5, and Santa gives us 4 and 6. 4 black MP and 6 purple. So everything is loaded and feud this way. You get the 2 more traps, because traps are huge, because it's our gem boost, and then we get Santa. So let's see how this one works. I think you're going to see it's faster than the finisher, and this, I believe, hits basically the same as we just ran with the finisher, but with less time. And it doesn't need mellow, and the finisher did. Low blow is fun, right? Always fun. 28 million gem damage, so it's a little bit less, like 6 mil less, right? But again, it doesn't need mellow. Now, if you have mellow, this is where it gets really good, because you can use Jinder. And why is that a big deal? Because what is buffing all of the damage on the gems? It's the actual gem percentage buff on the traps. Jinder gives you 3 more of those. Actually, I have this loadout saved. So that's an extra 45 times 3, like what's that? 120 and 15, 135% extra gem damage percent. So that's huge. So you're going to see the gem damage go way, way up here. It also makes Austin, in general, way more viable if you can run him this way for the damage. So you get like the 40... There's more unblockable this way, because we get the exact amount we need. We get 41 and 8, so the whole board's covered. And that's 49, but with 41 being 1.15. Let me do the math for you. Times 1.15. That's 47.15 million unblockable. And then 500k unblockable times 8, which is another 4 million. So he's at 51 million unblockable before we do any gem damage. And now we're going to get 8 gem buff. Just so you can see it again, you'll see the 8 come up before the gems break. Or before they resolve. They break, but then you don't get the gem resolve till after, right there, 8 times. And then 41 million gem damage. So that's up to 91 million. By far the best way to run him, in my opinion, with the unblockable, the 0 chance for cascade risk. So you get the unblockable, then you get the gem damage, and that's also without plates or gear, right? I don't recommend gem chuckers, personally. But before you do gem chuckers, go ahead and throw Brutus Shears on. Gives us another 75%. And I'm just going to run this build because he's the S tier. You can use this on any of the previous builds for extra damage. 75% is definitely going to add a decent amount. So, yeah. And you can see this is definitely faster than the finisher by far. And this hits better anyway because we get the extra trap gems. So this is the ticket if you got Mellow, not the finisher. And there we did 49 million gem damage. So now we're up to over 100 million with the Brutus Shears. That's great. And then just for hoops and giggles, because the gem boost is so bad, there is a combo you can do with a black Royal Rumble. I know I said purple would be better, and it would straight up damage-wise, because purple's his primary color. I'll show you what I mean. We'll actually do some testing with this so you guys can see. So purple gems 65k, black gems 56k, so slightly better. But if you have the Aussie plate, 20 trap gems, 20 black gems. You guys see where I'm going with this, right? Black Royal Rumble gives 30 black gems. That's a whole nother board full of gems. I don't appreciate the extra time. I know a lot of you will, for the damage this is going to hit. So if you have the Aussie plate and the Black Royal Rumble, you use that over the purple. It's going to be more damage because you get a whole board full of extra gems. But if you just have a purple Royal Rumble, it's still going to hit really hard. Or just a black Royal Rumble with the Brutus plate we just used, right? Either or. But if you guys want to see just how hard he hits, and this is again without gear, with a couple plates, if you're willing to wait for the gem chucking, it's going to be that 50 million unblockable. And then an entire board full of black gems. And that's another 100 million on top of it. Now you're up to 150 million. It's still faster than any of the move damage stuff, and it's way safer. Yeah, I don't like the move damage sets, can you tell? Of course, if you chase his gear down in the armory, or you pull it from either the loot or the prize wall in the armory, he has gear. That adds a ton of black gem damage. So let's just go ahead and claim that. Thank you, G. We just hit for 150 million total, with 50 million being unblockable and like 96 million gem damage. And this is going to add a lot. A lot. And then I'll take the chucking plates off and show you my ideal build for him with the gear. And why I wouldn't use the gem chucking plates, and I think it's a mistake. Alright. So black gems do 150% more damage. If you have the gear, obviously Purple Royal Rumble is much less attractive than black because it's adding to the black gem damage, right? So at that point, Black Royal Rumble is straight up better than the Purple Royal Rumble for sure. Same thing if you have the Brutus Shears, because that's buffing the black gems 75%, also better than Purple Royal Rumble, but a good secondary option is the Purple Royal Rumble. And if you don't have the extra stuff, then Purple Royal Rumble is better than the black if you don't have any of the extra stuff. But in general, most cases, black will probably be better for most people. And you can see 121 million with the gear and 50 some million unblockable. You're up to about 170. So now let's go back to not chucking gems with the Brutus Shears and show you my ideal build. And this is without the moment too. You're going to get another 50% gem damage from the moment if you get the moment. He is he's pretty good. Like, his top end damage is really good. We just had a trickster that I'm going to compare him to in a minute. Also, I'm sure people are going to say you can run It's a Trap builds with him, and you could, but you have to use less gem buff, right? So when we're making so many gems, then I would quit using Steamboat, and we can try that just for fun, but we'll have to quit using Steamboat, and then we're giving up a gem buff. And then you also are going to have to use the Royal Rumble plate because you're converting traps to black gems. So you probably also need to use a Royal Rumble, and it's just slower. So while you could potentially probably hit really hard, I just don't, I feel like it's a lot for very little potential gain, and it's going to take longer. So why? When you have it set up so nicely to begin with, and there's a lot better places for It's a Trap when we're already hitting this hard, if that makes sense. Did that make sense? I don't know. Maybe not. You guys can just say whatever. There it is. You could also use, of course, OG drip plate with this too. As well. They both are basically going to do the same thing. It's a Trap slightly better. Boom. Yeah, let's hit this. Uh, 41. Let's go, Nurse Austin. Make it happen, Cap'n. Boom. 54 million. Along with the 50-some million unblockable. That works for me. 100 mil. Fast, easy, no chucking gems. So that's my preferred. That doesn't mean I'm right. That's just my preferred. And then finally, let's try the It's a Trap. We would drop this, and there's only going to be spot for 5 multiplies. Because we got 45 4 multiplies. So I don't think it's going to be worth it. But we can do it, and then the one you would want to use would be Zombie LA, if you have him, to go with the It's a Trap and the black gems. And see how this works. Obviously I haven't tried this. It's not my flavor. It's a Trap, and then back to the Royal Rumble. Now, you could use It's a Trap with the finisher, and that's throwing black gems. So maybe I'll run the finisher build again for you guys, as long as we have this set up, because then the finisher build gets much more attractive if this because this will fill in those. And it's the same. It's exactly the same. But you don't need the black Royal Rumble. Potentially. Whatever. It's the exact same amount of trap gems. Now, if they overwrite traps, we might need to change how we do this if these don't go out. Yeah, so they don't overwrite traps, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4 is all. So I don't think it's going to be worth it, because you're losing... We'll see what gem damage we do. We did pick them up. It's basically the same, right? As when we were using the Royal Rumble and the other one. It's 103 million either way, so basically the same. So to me, it's not really worth it. Let me just double check the finisher. 20, 45 random, 38 and 5. Yeah, let's just... It should be the same. Well, I'll just run it once for fun, because I didn't run the finisher with any plates. Why not? Because somebody's going to want to see it, I'm sure. Oh! I didn't take Jinder off. Stupid. Stupid, stupid, stupid. That was a problem. Hold on. We took Steamboat off, but not Jinder. I'm like, why am I still making 6? That is a problem. So this probably will hit harder, but I want to avoid a Royal Rumble anyway. And if you're going to take Jinder off, this is going to sound weird. Probably... the 50% to black gems. I think we have one of those, right? No, we don't. The multiply in black. Apparently we don't have one. So we'll just use Tori. You could try Rowan at 75%, but there's not a ton of multiply gems, so I don't know that Rowan will be better. And obviously this isn't where I personally would use It's a Trap, so I didn't mess around with plates with this one. But let's go. We did 103 million, or like 100 million with the other setup, and this will give you guys options if that's what you want to do. Doesn't always have to be about what I like, right? Interestingly enough, too, we could maybe get the multiplies out twice, so let me switch the order and do this lower count first, and see how the overwrite works after this, too. You will pick up some just from converting if their black gems line up, but you won't always, so keep that in mind, too. And we missed 2 even with the Royal Rumble, and you can see that time we only did 88 million. So it's really kind of random. And this probably is better suited to the finisher anyway. But let me try one more time. And see how if the traps overwrite the initial multiply gems or not. Because we could potentially keep all of them. And if that's the case, we could go back to Jinder. If the traps don't overwrite. Oh, we don't make enough, so never mind. It doesn't matter. So yeah, I definitely did that wrong. Or maybe the same. Looks like the same. So yeah, order doesn't matter because we're not making enough. And you can see we missed a bunch of multiplies again. So yeah, I don't like that it's a trap on this one. Maybe with the finisher though. I will run that once too for you guys. So you can see. Otherwise, I feel like I didn't do due diligence. And I didn't even try this setup on stream either because I didn't think I would like it. And there's so many other plate combos. But everyone has different plates too. Maybe you can make this work and not the other stuff, so, you know? And this is more attractive for this moveset anyway because you're losing, you can't use gender to begin with, which is what really makes the last moveset go, and this one go not as well. And the trainers are obviously wrong at this point because I went off the rails and just started freeform throwing stuff at the window to see if it sticks, so to speak. But the problem is, for me anyway, in my opinion, is that you just aren't always going to connect. This moveset probably connects all of them, though. Yeah, but if you destroy them and they're not black, that also sucks, so... But we did get them all. And you don't need the Royal Rumble for this one, I don't think. So that's way better than it was initially for him at 78 extra. And then what about if we just take the Royal Rumble Ultimate off? And fine-tune this with another plate. With the finisher. Maybe the finisher just got a little bit better. And use the Radical plate. Because a lot of people, plus you can get Radical plate, Showdown store, 250,000 currency, and a lot of people got it. It was on that one price while dirt cheap. That'll add an extra 50% black gem damage. So maybe you picked up It's the Trap in your case, and you have a Radical. So this I could see, but you don't have a Royal Rumble. Let's see what this does with the finisher. Anyway, at this point, you're probably figuring out there is a metric crap ton of different plate options for this guy because it's traps, and, you know, Scopely loves traps. Boom, and 81 million. There you go. That's not bad. So, long story short, bunch of different builds you can run. Now let's try and rank him. So I think, you know, for me it's kind of weird because we just had this Cena, and I love this Cena. He has a bunch of unblockable, he has traps, and he just, the moveset I like is throw the traps out, convert them to green with the unblockable. That's what I like, 2-click. With the Last Ride to Hell plate, that's in super low demand. I do over 100 million combined with that, and it's 2 clicks, and I love the animation, right? It's great. It's fast. It's 2 moves. I don't use a gem chucker. So to me, then that's not counting his other stuff that he has, because he does have other stuff. To me, I like Cena more. I think Cena's better, straight up. But that doesn't mean Austin is bad at all. I also like Hall of Fame JBL better. I think he's better. Bunch of unblockable, especially if you have moment gears and stuff. And we're talking about Max and Austin with gears and stuff here. JBL's got multiply stuff too. He's got unblockable immobile. All kinds of stuff you can do with JBL as well. So those two are for sure better to me, in my opinion. After that, Swoggle is really interesting because when the sub works, it really, we're tricksters. It really works. And if it doesn't, it can be a little bit of a pain. And the multiply set is really choosy, but Swoggle is really freaking fun. So maybe kind of similar-ish, but depending what you like. I could see skewing one way or the other, or if you're a Mark, you know what I mean? And obviously I value speed more than a lot of people, so that's going to be there for me. So him and Swoggle maybe kind of similar, maybe Austin, maybe Swoggle, depending what you want to do. I think probably Austin, my brain tells me Austin because he's safer and with a higher top end than Swoggle, I think. My heart says I like Swoggle more because he's super fun and he's still extremely reliable either way. So yeah, I flip a coin on that. Who else might be in this conversation? Howdy and LA Knight are both gonna potentially hit harder, but be slower, right? So I feel like I like Austin more than both of those, but I think some people could maybe make a case for either of them, and I think that's fine. So maybe right in that group. Bubba with a yellow Royal Rumble can hit stupid hard, but I don't think he's as good as Austin. I'll just say that. I don't think he's good, but he's good. So I guess depending on what you like, potentially make sure I don't miss anyone. Top 3 Trick, depending if you like him or Swoggle, or if you, because I know some people like Howdy more, some people like LA Knight more. I actually like Macho, NWO Macho, more than both of those. I feel like NWO Macho is faster with the right stuff, so I personally would probably actually go... Gosh, this is so hard. I would probably go Cena, my favorite, just because he's super fun. JBL, like, neck and neck with him. And then I would probably go Macho Swoggle in like a very close heat. Swoggle's super fun. Macho can hit really hard. Also, Attitude Era. And then Austin, all 3 of those like in that kind of same area, right? Like, and they're so close they could flip either way. And then these 2 right behind him and Bubba right behind them. Maybe Bubba with those speed wise, right? Just depending on what you have. So anyway, it's splitting hairs at this point. It's what you got the stuff for, what you like, what you prefer. There's no wrong answer. There's a ton of great tricksters. Pick the one you like, roll with it. This Austin's very good as well. So let me know what you think in the comments. This video went way longer than I intended. Yeah, let me know in the comments what you think. And remember to like, subscribe, and share because that really helps me out. Other than that, guys, thanks for watching and good luck out there.
What?
That's a clickbait question and lazy reporting. Next.